Welcome to HH28, where we unravel the secrets of self-discovery and matchmaking. We are Hugh and Heather,
two master holistic guides dedicated to helping you navigate the worlds of numerology, astrology, and personality in pursuit of meaningful connections.
Ever get the feeling, and maybe this is just me, that certain numbers just kind of vibe better with you?
I know you mean.
Like you've noticed recurring themes, with a specific number in your life.
Yeah.
Well, get ready because today we are diving deep into those numerical connections, specifically the number 4.
Oh, interesting.
And more importantly, more specifically, really, how it interacts with other numbers.
Across the board.
Oh, yeah, across the board. Love, friendship, work, you name it. We're going to cover it.
I love it. It's so fascinating how numerology can assign those specific, traits to numbers.
Right.
Almost like giving them personalities.
Totally.
And the number 4, now this is interesting, with its link to Earth, the element, it really embodies this practicality, this love of structure, very down to earth.
Okay, so picture this, right? The number 4. It's that friend, the one who always has that meticulously organized calendar.
Oh, I know that friend.
They're the one you go to for advice, always for the practical stuff, right?
Yeah.
The ones who are always down to help you build that bookshelf from, those instructions.
The really complicated ones.
The ones with pictures only.
Reliable.
Right.
Absolutely. That's the 4. And all that inherent, that natural reliability, it plays a huge role in how 4s approach all kinds of relationships. So, for instance, let's imagine how a 4 might connect with a 1, the leader type, romantically.
Ooh, a power couple.
Right.
Conquering goals.
Yeah. But our source hints at some potential bumps in the road for this pair.
Really? For those two?
Yeah.
What's the inside scoop? What's it say?
So you've got the 1, right? Driven by ambition, wants to break new ground, be spontaneous.
Makes sense.
But the 4, they find comfort in routine. Predictability is their thing.
Right. Very different.
Yeah, and that difference can cause some friction.
Oh, I see.
Like a tug of war between, wanting that freedom and structure.
Okay, so it's not doomed, but it takes effort.
Precisely. Finding a balance is key. Yes. The 1 might need to, appreciate the stability the 4 brings.
Grounding energy, yeah.
And the 4, well, they could maybe use a bit more flexibility.
A little give and take.
Exactly.
I like it. Now, what about, the 4 and the 2? That feels good, right? On the surface, at least.
It does. The 2 is the peacemaker, brings that calming energy.
Oh, good balance for the 4.
Right. So imagine this. The 4 gets home from a long day. Maybe they organize their entire sock drawer. I don't know.
That's about right. Very 4.
And they come home to the 2, who's all about that warmth, that emotional support.
A natural fit.
It really is.
Yeah.
The 2 brings that softness,
He softens the edges a bit.
Helps them listen up, because we all know how a 4 can get about the right way to do things.
Oh, yeah. Definitely set in their ways.
And the 2 encourages them to embrace the feeling,
Yeah.
Be a little flexible.
Important. Okay, so speaking of unexpected pairings, though, how about the 4 and the 5? Our adventurer.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That, to me, feels like recipe for disaster.
It can be a wild ride. Picture this, okay? The 4 has meticulously planned, and I mean meticulously, planned a weekend getaway.
Oh, no. I see where this is going.
And the 5 has other plans, like last-minute flight to a totally different country kind of plans.
Oh, the 4 would not handle that well.
No, they would not. You've got the 4 wanting predictability, and the 5. They're all about that spontaneity.
So are they doomed?
Not necessarily. Compromise. Lots of compromise.
It's possible, but not easy.
The 4 needs to, again, embrace a little spontaneity, and the 5 could benefit from a little structure. It's about that middle ground.
Finding that balance, always. Now let's switch gears a bit. Talk about a pairing that feels, a little more natural. The 4 and the 6 are nurturer.
Oh, they're great together. All about building a strong foundation. They both, the 4 and the 6, prioritize family. Stability, a harmonious home life, that's their thing.
They speak the same language.
They do. Commitment, creating a loving environment, it just works.
Homebody is at heart. I bet they make a fantastic and organized home.
Oh, absolutely.
They're successful creatively.
It's true. Imagine the 4 planning a whole home renovation.
Yeah.
Every detail accounted for.
I can see it now.
And the 6, they come in with that artistic touch, that attention to detail.
It's a good pairing, inspiring and supporting each other. Okay, last one for this section, and this one really intrigues me. The 4 and the 7.
Now, that is an interesting one.
It feels like a mismatch, you know?
You've got the 4, practical, grounded,
Mm.
and the 7, introspective, always seeking knowledge.
Right, like an unlikely pair, but they can have a deep connection.
Oh, yeah. I don't get it. 7s are always in their head. The 4 is all about action.
You're right on the money there. The 7, they're all about knowledge, deeper meaning, but yeah, they get lost in their own world. The 4, though, they bring those abstract ideas back down to earth.
Grounding force, part 2. Exactly. It's like, and I love this analogy from the number 4. The 7 plants the seeds of knowledge, and the 4, they're the soil, the structure for those ideas to grow.
I love that. Differences, not conflict. But gotta be honest, this feels like another communication is key situation.
Oh, absolutely. The 4 needs to be patient because the 7, they overthink everything.
Classic.
But the 7 can benefit from the 4's, let's call it a pragmatic approach.
Makes sense.
It's a dance, but when it works, it's beautiful.
All right, so last time we were talking about the number 4 and how it interacts with, other numbers.
Right. Compatibility.
Exactly. And we talked about those single-digit numbers, but...
We have to talk about the master numbers.
Master numbers. Talk about, whoa, a plot twist. These are like next level, right?
Master numbers are different. Yeah, it's like they have this amplified energy,
Okay.
a totally different vibration, higher,
Right.
They're operating on a whole other level. I mean, when I say it.
Yeah.
Bringing this intense, intuition and ambition.
Intense is a good word.
Definitely. And purpose, too. This strong sense of purpose.
Yeah. When they get together with the number 4,
Things get interesting.
things get interesting as an understatement. Okay, so let's start with 11.
Visionary.
The visionary. Oh, yeah. I'm already picturing some fireworks with this one. Big dreamer meets the builder. What happens?
So picture this, okay? You walk into a workshop, and the 11 is there, just bursting with ideas.
I can see it.
Blueprints everywhere for inventions, world-changing inventions.
Fueled by pure inspiration, right?
Exactly. But maybe, just maybe, the practical details aren't totally worked out yet.
Okay.
And that is where the 4 comes in, sleeves rolled up, ready to make it happen.
So the 4 brings 11's big dreams back down to earth.
In a nutshell, they call the 4 the architect.
Ooh, I like that.
To the 11's visionary artist. So the 11 has the concept, the emotion, the big picture.
Makes sense.
And the 4 turns it into something real, something tangible.
But there's got to be a catch, right?
There's always a catch, right?
Right,
The
yeah.
4, they can get a little, controlling.
Oh, yeah. They love their plans.
Exactly. Too focused on the how-to, the logistics, they could stifle the 11.
It's about balance again.
Always about balance.
Okay.
Got to support those big dreams without, clipping their wings.
Love that. Got to keep those wings free. Okay, how about another master number? The 4 and 22, the master builder.
Oh, now that is a power couple if I've ever seen one.
Right. This sounds like success on a massive scale.
Especially in business. Any big project, really. Imagine. The 22 walks in, lays out this huge vision.
Yeah.
Sustainable community, eco-friendly everything, gardens, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
They've got the charisma, the drive, that long-term vision. It's impressive.
Okay, I'm impressed.
Now, in walks the 4, and while everyone else is still processing,
Still trying to picture it all.
the 4 is already making budgets, timelines, mapping out all the logistics.
No way.
Oh, yeah, they came prepared.
Talk about a dynamic duo, though, seriously. Both of them are in it for the long game.
They are. They get it. Building something that lasts, that takes dedication, planning, a shared vision.
It's giving, empire building energy,
Totally. Both of these numbers, they're not afraid of a little hard work.
Makes sense.
They find that deep satisfaction seeing it all come together.
I love that. Okay, last master number, 4 and 33. The teacher. Now, this one feels tricky.
This one's interesting because it's about practicality, but also compassion.
Okay.
Think of the 33, right? So devoted to helping others, wants to build schools, alleviate poverty, all that.
Huge heart, wants to make a real difference.
Their heart is overflowing. And the 4.
Yeah, the 4.
They're the ones who can actually make it happen.
I knew it!
The 33 might have the emotional fuel, the inspiration, but the 4, they've got the plans. They know how to create something that lasts.
So channeling that compassion into action.
Exactly. That's the magic of this pairing.
Wow. Okay, so we've got the 4, grounding force for these powerful master numbers, helping them take their incredible visions and actually make them real. It's amazing.
It is. But you know me. Got to bring it back down to earth a bit.
Always. Love that about you. What about the 4 on its own then? What are they like? I mean, what are their strengths, their weaknesses, all that good stuff?
Oh, the number 4, we've talked about practicality, the work ethic, but it's more than that.
Okay.
It's that earth element. Again, They love nature. They're grounded, literally.
Right.
And loyal, super loyal. They're the friend who's always there for you, no matter what, shows up with a toolkit when your life is falling apart.
Ride or die. Love it. But come on, everyone's got their quirks. What about the 4?
Okay, so the 4, they can be stubborn.
No.
Oh, yeah, and change. They don't love it. Not always.
Why not?
They like things predictable, the routines. It's their comfort zone. Change is disruptive.
I guess that makes sense.
Right. And it's not that they don't want to grow or anything. They just want to know it's coming.
So it's about learning to loosen up a little, go with the flow.
That's the key for the 4. Finding that balance between structure, and being flexible.
Easier said than done sometimes.
For sure. But important for them. And you know what else? Self-care. They forget about that.
Oh, because they're so busy taking care of everything else.
Exactly. Always building, always planning. They need to remember to take care of themselves too.
Yeah, get outside, enjoy nature, right? That's a good one for them.
It is. It is. Anything that helps them relax, find a little joy, they deserve it.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground, all about the number 4.
It's been fascinating.
It really has. But let's talk work, How does the 4 handle the workplace? All those different energies. It did say the 4 can work well with, almost anyone, really.
It's true. It's about finding that balance, remember?
Balance, always balance. So where should we start?
How about the 4 and the 3, that creative energy? Remember, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, the 3, always coming up with the big ideas.
And the 4, turning those ideas into something real.
It's like one's brainstorming, the other one's got the to-do list ready.
Exactly. Imagine the 3 is in a meeting, throwing out ideas, sketching on the whiteboard.
Full of passion, so much energy.
Right. And the 4 is there, listening, taking it all in.
And organizing it. I bet they're already making a plan in their head.
Oh, for sure. The 4 is all about making it happen, the how-to, remember.
Right. Good pairing for, innovative fields.
Definitely. Anything fast-paced, like tech, design, even the culinary world.
Okay, so those industries that are always changing, always pushing boundaries.
Exactly. But, and this is important, communication is key. Got to make sure the 3 feels heard.
Otherwise, they'll feel stifled.
Right. And the 4 needs to loosen up a little, a little creative chaos. Never hurt anyone.
A little bit of chaos can be a good thing sometimes.
Sometimes you got to embrace it.
I like it. Okay, so what other power pairings stood out to you from the compatibility chart?
Ooh. How about the 4 and the 7 in, say, a research setting?
Okay, now that one feels a little counterintuitive, right? The 7, always in their head, and the 4, all about action.
It does seem like a mismatch, but trust me on this one.
Okay. Okay, you've piqued my curiosity, so paint me a picture. We're in a research lab now. What's happening?
Okay, so the 7, they're deep in their research, right? Analyzing data, connecting those dots that nobody else sees.
They're the ones who find the patterns.
Exactly. But sometimes they need help, communicating those insights.
Because they're so in their head, right?
Right. They need someone to translate all that brilliance, make it make sense for everyone else.
And that's where the 4 comes in, with their organizational skills and all that.
Precisely. The 4 can take those complex ideas, those groundbreaking discoveries, and present them in a way that people can actually understand.
So they're like the bridge between the 7's inner world and, the real world?
That's a great way to put it. They bring that sense of practicality, that groundedness.
Wow. Okay, I never would have thought of that pairing, but it makes so much sense.
It really does when you think about it.
This has been amazing. Seriously, eye-opening. The number 4, they're more complex than I thought.
Right. They're not just about the structure, the practicality, although that's definitely a big part of it.
For sure, but they bring so much to the table, especially in relationships, it seems like.
They do. And, even if you're not a 4, understanding these dynamics.
It can be really helpful.
Absolutely. It gives you a new perspective on yourself, on the people around you. It's all about understanding, right?
I love that. So we've talked about compatibility, strengths, weaknesses, all of that. But what's the biggest takeaway for our listeners today?
I want them to remember that numerology, it's a tool,
Okay.
It's not about putting people in boxes, but about understanding those underlying energies.
Like a little cheat sheet for life.
Exactly. And the 4 reminds us, no matter what, build that solid foundation in your relationships, your work, your life. It's all connected.
Solid foundation. Love it. Couldn't have said it better myself. And you know what? I think we've built a pretty solid foundation here today, too.
I agree. It's been a pleasure diving deep into the world of the 4 with you.
Always a pleasure. Until next time, keep those numbers in mind, folks. You never know what you might discover about yourself and everyone around you.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing all those, fascinating contradictions that make us who we are.